as old as man itself.
And involving big offices like the office of the president.
So you're talking, so
it's
something that all of us have to get involved, one way or the other. We all need to get involved, take ownership of this thing, fight it, and get to the root of it. Without that, well, like you said just now, it's unfortunate that in this time and era, the EFCC will take people to court, and you still see the Nigerian people themselves, who are the worst victims, being hired to the court to go and be singing praises. So, and these same people, we same Nigerians will still go to the court to sing praises and be abusing EFCC. EFCC has arraigned a man in court for stealing, for mismanaging about 100 billion. People will go, I mean, in Ashwebi and Gele to the court and be clapping, singing, abusing EFCC. That EFCC is humiliating their leader and all those stuff. This is the same country. That's why I say it's a very complex matter. And unless all of us, at the civil society level, at the religious level, at the grassroots level, unless all of us get involved, unless we start resisting this, unless we start, for instance, if the man comes to you to hire you 500 naira, 1,000, resist that attempt, and instead even go to the court to humiliate him.
The EFCC should arrest those women who go to that Ikeja High Court. Should arrest some of them and charge them with misdemeanor. Let some of them spend 2 weeks in military and see whether they will come back and still be engaged in all this.
There are things within the power of the commission.
No.
So is that annoying?
Let me just come in here.
Yeah, we are looking at the fact that Nigeria, from all these parts, it's like we are a cesspit of corruption, and that there's nothing. What is left of us? What is left of our national dignity if the office of the president, in 3 successive governments, were as entrenched in international crime as we are made to know now in this Halliburton case, then what are we talking about?
It's unfortunate, but just like Femi said, sincerely, I don't think we should just leave everything to EFCC. You see, people should be deeply involved, the Nigerian people, in the fight against corruption. Thank God it's one of the 7-point agenda of the present administration.
To do what?
Not to fight corruption, as stated.
Okay.
I'm not talking for government. I'm just saying that people should just take possession of the fight. You see, we should search our conscience in our different endeavors. Do we directly or indirectly encourage corruption? Let me cite an example. I hope one day you get a political appointment.
No.
If you choose to. No, wait. Let me cite an example, personal example. I can assure you 90% of your friends, of members of your family, of your schoolmates, will
for appointment.
You'll be shocked. Not appointment.
Okay,
the advice, the kind of advice they will be giving you is enough. If you don't check yourself.
That is the precise reason why people have to run away from public.
But if everyone starts running away, then you will be there.
But you know the most important thing, Benga? That may not even be the solution. They are just running away from public office.
It's not.
For me, there are 2 legs to it. There's no doubt the Nigerian people need to take charge of the fight against corruption. But I think the reason why it appears EFCC and ICPC, CCB are being used as whipping boys is simply because these agencies have a critical and central role to play to reinforce the confidence of the people that if I expose a corrupt man, the man will not, because he has money, come back and deal with me.
Yeah.
I mean, it becomes important. That is one. Then number 2, the whole idea of the branding should start with the Nigerian people. I want to assure you today that if we can address the issues of poverty, some of the issues, about being in public office and there's a deluge of demand will no longer be there. I have friends in political office and I'm aware of the pressure that they are under. But for me, as I tell them, that you have this a once in a lifetime opportunity to work with your principal and address the fundamental needs of the people in your constituency. There are certain basic needs in every constituency that, if addressed, will reduce the pressure on political office holders. But because the political office holders too have set their sights on recovering their so-called investment
and investment what ought to be used to
for the people. So inevitably we are now in a vicious circle.
Yeah.
And for me, except we start to address some of these fundamentals, I agree with you. The people, type of, to be able to mobilize the people against the fight for corruption may be a bit difficult. All
right, we invite you to come interact with us. We will be opening the phone lines very shortly. If you don't know the number will be displayed on the screen. Then, if you want to send text messages, you are free to do that. Type the word focus, type your message, which will be very short. Then send it to the number 33125. We will get it here, we will read it. If you choose to send us email, The email address is focusnigeria@dargroup.com. Focusnigeria@dargroup.com. So 3 ways now through which you can interact with us. Diola is already on the line. Diola is calling from Netherlands, and when we take the call from Diola, we'll go to Lagos to hear more from Agba Jaligo. Diola, let's hear you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I would just like to contribute some little stuff. Regarding the corruption in Nigeria, if our judiciary is not strong enough to prosecute people, we will still remain the same. We still remain in one position. I mean, in the sense that, like, EFCC taking all these former governors to court and seeing them going to the other court and to seek a judgment that someone should not prosecute them, and a judge will sit down there and pass a judgment that EFCC should not arrest someone that they make allegation to, that he was a thief, stealing our money, this thing of the thing. And the judgment is something like that. Our judiciary did not do the right thing, so it's good people doing the right thing, like a speed hearing case, having a case like a speed hearing and things like that. That is not coming up in time. Like, there was a time, like you remember, there was a time that we see what was it called? The entry, like a helicopter, this motorcycle, something like that, clearing road, and within I can't remember.
Yeah, Diola. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly. Yeah.
The corruption is something that is all over the world. Here in UK, you will see all these, like this minister.
Okay. Diola, I will need to stop you now. You have made your point. But the difference between there and here is that there they are seen to be fighting it.
Yeah.
They don't spare any of their citizens who is involved, no matter how highly placed.
Yeah.
The rule is that do not commit it, because if you do, you'll be caught and you'll be dealt with. But here, you are talking of the highest office in the land being corrupted over 3 successive regimes. Okay? All right, let me quickly read some text messages. One always doubts the fighting corruption spirit of this government. EFCC should wake up to its responsibilities. Ashafa Yakubu sent in that one from Ikeja, Lagos. Nigerians and our leaders behave like parasites that eat up his host to death, not minding that the death of the host will end his own life. That's a he. All right, that's very instructive there. All right, Agba, we have a lot to ask you to respond to now. Now, documents in U.S. courts, Halliburton officials said they met with 3 successive former holders of a top-level office in the executive branch of the Nigerian government to ask the office holders to designate a representative with whom the joint venture should negotiate bribes to Nigerian officials. 2 representatives were then set up, or 2 companies rather. It's heart-rending, really. Agba, I'll come to you shortly, but let's quickly hear what Kule has to say. Kule is incidentally calling from Lagos as well. Kule?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, but speak up a little.
Good morning.
Good morning. Speak up a little. I can hear you, but my panelists can't hear you.
Yeah. I just want to contribute is tell Mr. Babafemi to stop hiding under the carpet. He knows the truth, and he will never see the truth. Because he himself, the EFCC chairman, they are all products of Olusegun Obasanjo. He himself is number one suspect. And
oh, the network is not being fair to you now. But at least you said a little. Mrs. Farid Awaziri is a product of the Obasanjo regime or Obasanjo school. So Obasanjo is number 1 suspect. So how do you expect that to work out?
I don't know. I'm sure the caller. I'm sure Kule called out of anger and probably frustration.